Welcome, students of theology and film, to this pre-watch lecture on the film, the 2012 film OMG, Oh My God, which is a Bollywood film with some interesting connections to Australia and also to Canada. I think you'll enjoy this film. It's a comedy, it's a mockumentary, it's an interesting film to watch. One of the Canadian connections I'm going to outline first is the person of Akshay Kumar, who is the producer of the film and also plays the not inconsiderable role of Krishna in the movie. You can be a producer and play God both on screen and off, apparently. Kumar was born in India, but he now holds Canadian citizenship. He has an honorary doctorate from the University of Windsor for his work in Indian film. The other cast members are listed there. I do particularly want to point out to you Paresh Rawal as Kanji Lalji Mehta, who is the main character. And is really the protagonist who drives forward the plot of this movie. So where does the movie come from? It's a Bollywood movie. It's based on a combination of things. Firstly, a Gujarati stage play and an Australian movie titled The Man Who Sued God. So it's kind of bringing together a couple of things. It's quite different from that movie, but it is about a man who sues God or gods. And the genre of the movie, it's a religious satire. So there were a spate of movies like this from Hollywood in the 1970s and 80s, somewhat similar. Oh God or God, those kinds of things. I remember they starred John Denver way back in the time. And it's a little bit like that. OMG, Oh My God is a religious satire. It takes a stand against institutional religion. Even while it supports the idea of religion in general. So that's a fairly common theme. The institution is bad. The ideas about religion or spirituality are good. According to Wikipedia, 2 different Indian states lodged complaints against Kumar for impiety against Hindu religion, and he had to briefly be given police protection. We'll see why as we go into the movie a bit. The main character is really interesting character, I think. Kanji, a resolutely atheist con man. So he is a religious con man who is actually an atheist. He sells statues, and that's where we meet him. He's selling statues, but he doesn't believe in anything. So he dupes people to sell them statues of all different kinds of religious figures. And we're not going to go into the full plot because I want you to watch the movie, but the irony of the movie is that at the end, he is a reformer against other charlatans who make money with false religions. So at the beginning, he is the charlatan in one sense, but he's not official. And he winds up in a kind of a crusade against official protagonists of various religions who make money off of others. And he says at the beginning, the Lord is only a delusion, which becomes ironic throughout the course of the movie. And there is a song, this being Bollywood, there's a beautiful dance number near the beginning and a song, and the song lyrics are, he's witty, he sells lies, Kanji's lies are known everywhere. The characters, Kanji is an atheist Hindu religious statue seller. His wife, Sushila, is a believer, a Hindu devout. His daughter Kinja and son Chintu, whom we don't see as much. His assistant Mahadev, we see a lot of him, is a sort of brother-in-law business partner thing. Siddheshwar is the evil villain. He's a constantly eating priest. Eating meaning, so take a look at why he's eating in a situation, a religious context where he's preaching self-control, but he's eating all the time. Who levels the first curse on Kanji and later is the stooge of Liladhar, the evil Swami, who is the bad guy. There is a lawyer, Hanif Qureshi, a Muslim lawyer who helps the case, and then Krishna is the other main character. I have put in this slideshow for you a plot summary, and the main thing is to know about the plot. I'll let you look through this at your own speed to stop the video and look at it yourself. But the main thing to know about the plot is that Kanji becomes cursed for actions that he takes. And then it's a question of his reactions to being cursed and his interactions with Krishna slash other gods. He sort of stands in for all gods who comes to visit him and winds up living with him. And then his travails, Kanji's travails, as he loses everything, and then takes gods to court. And then there is kind of he sues God, and at the end, he becomes he becomes a religious reformer. And then eventually, his reformation keeps going. And there's a plot twist where he becomes a figure of devotion himself. And again, I hope that you stop this video and that you read through this a little bit if you want to get a real sense of what's happening. But I think you'll get it from the movie as well. And the moral messages, at the very end of the movie, Kanji says, "I was an atheist. Why did you show yourself to me?" And Krishna says, "A true atheist can become a true believer because they're not making deals with God. I only created humans," Krishna says, "and humans created religion." So there's that split again between religion and the institution that's very, very strong in this movie, and that I think you've seen in other movies in this course. So do pay attention to that and think about where else you've seen this split between the institution and faith. The end of the movie, there's a moral. Kanji becomes an iconoclast. An iconoclast means somebody who breaks images. He destroys the statue of himself, and people start destroying other statues and shrines. And I think this is probably what was seen as spurring hate against Hindus. And it is problematic, I would think, in a culture where there are many, many statues and shrines. Iconoclasm is almost always violent and socially unproductive, I believe. Leeladwar Swami says to Kanji at the end of the movie, "Faith and religion are addictive. You cannot stop it. They are not God-loving people. They are God-fearing people. They will go back to the temples." And so it's this on all the way through the movie, this tension between what is true faith and a relationship with someone, as Kanji develops with Krishna in this movie, and what is the institutional expression where people are often taken for money, and there is a kind of a use and abuse of people. So I'd like you to think about these questions as you watch this movie. In your opinion, is the movie pro-religion or anti-religion? In what ways? What is the movie's depiction of true faith and of proper worship? What is the movie's portrayal of public opinion? In some ways, this movie is a little bit like the life of Brian, and I'd like you to think about that. In what ways is this movie so different culturally from the life of Brian? How is it in some ways similar to it, doing some of the same things? Does the movie adhere to the three questions that we often talk about in this class? Who am I? Who are you? Does Kanji ask this? Who am I? I think he does. Who are you? What should I do next? And does the movie adhere to the four plot points we've identified? Call or conversion, temptation, sacrifice, and redemption. There certainly is a redemption at the end. And a question that I hope that you'll excuse the wording of, and that is Kanji a Christ figure? And I'm using that very much in quotation marks, according to the genre of Hollywood movies that we've talked about. Obviously, it's not a Christian movie, but does he adhere to that idea or that paradigm that we've identified of the Christ figure film? So take a look at this, enjoy the film. It's a lot of fun, very different from the other film that we're going to be talking about in the class in this category. So enjoy it and talk to you, and take some time to look through the plot points if you would like on this PowerPoint, and we will talk about it when we get together on the Zoom meetings. Thanks. Bye for now.